Welcome to What Are You Sporting About podcast, a podcast about business, employment, sports, and entertainment to help educate, support, and guide you to your next level. Here's your host, attorney Sivonnia DeBarros.
Hey guys, so we are live. I'm back again for another episode of What Are You Sporting About? I am your host, Sivonnia DeBarros, the protector of athletes, also the founder and principal attorney of the S.L. DeBarros Law Firm, and the author of two amazing books, What Are You Sporting About? And our new publication, Athletes Making Moves. If you have not already checked out this website or the book, make sure you go to Athletes Making Moves to get your copy in either the standard edition or our special edition. So, and make sure you go to prosportlawyer.com to get your copy of What Are You Sporting About? And this is a bestseller. We are working to get the Athletes Making Moves to become a bestseller as well. So I'd love your help with that. You can get these books at prosportlawyer.com as well as athletesmakingmoves.com. So I have a topic that we need to talk about today, guys. We really need to talk about this. It was on my heart after someone asked me for my advice. And I said, this may be something that a lot of people are struggling with. Okay. So here's the question. Who are you? Okay. Who are you? Not the titles that people put on you, not the thing that you do, not the work that you do, not the role that you occupy in your home as husband or wife or mother and father or whatever that may be, or caregiver. Who are you at your core? Who are you? And are you living up to that person? One thing that I know is if we don't even know who we are, we haven't even defined who we are, the substance of who we are, what makes us tick, what is it about me that I love? We've gotten so far away from this because we've gotten caught up in the titles or the roles that we're doing. And we think that we are those things or those people, but in fact, you're not. You're like, the best description I can give is a hamster on a wheel. You just grinding the wheel. That's it. And really moving nowhere fast, right? You ever see hamsters go around their wheels and they're going so fast, but they're heading in one direction over and over again, and they're going absolutely nowhere. People who don't know who they are tend to be the hamsters on the wheel. You're grinding the wheel, but that's why you can't figure out, why is nothing not happening for me? Because you haven't even figured out who you are. You're too busy trying to live in this ideal world or in the mask that you've created for yourself and have welcomed in your own life, that you forgot about who you were. We need to define that. It's important that you step away from the things that you are doing and ask yourself, who am I? And I promise you, your future will love you for it. Because once you figure out who you are, you can figure out all the other things that stem from you, or the things that you really want to achieve, the things that have been holding you back or that you think have been holding you back. And that's my next question. Well, that's one of the questions I have for you. So aside from who are you, I do want to pose this. If money was not an object, if all of the things that you are inundated with, that you're going through, if all of that stuff was not an issue, what would you do? What would you do with your life? What would you do with your time? What would your day even look like if these issues were not issues? If money was not an object? Sometimes, and this is just my belief, but sometimes I think we get bogged down with the pressures of the world, the pressures of being an adult, the pressures of school if you're a student, the pressure of trying to build something, that we forget our passion and the purpose that's supposed to be within all of that, right? Whatever we do, every time we step outside our home, or every time we're walking somewhere, even if it's in the house, whatever you do, I just always feel like, do it with purpose. Do it with a game plan in mind. I remember being in high school and somebody, I can't even remember who this person was, but somebody said, "You're always walking around so fast and I can hear you walking." I said, "Because I'm walking with purpose. I have a place that I need to be at, right? I have something I need to accomplish on a daily basis." So if all those things weren't an object for you, I want you to reach deep down and figure out, what would you actually be doing? Because that question generally gets at, what have you been dreaming about that you forgot, that you completely just, it's been pushed to the back. You haven't even had time to even think about what your dreams were. Why? Why is that a problem? Why are you there in that situation right now? If all that stuff could get moved to the side, what would you be doing right now? And maybe that's the thing that you need to get back to bring you to your happy place, so that you can walk and operate with purpose and with a passion and feel accomplished that, okay, I'm doing this, I'm making impact on that. This is something that I truly enjoy, right? Because I tell you one thing, you can go and make all the money in the world, but if you're not happy and if you don't have peace, you're still going to have the same issues that you had yesterday, or what we like to say sometimes, yesteryear, right? So if you could do anything, what would it be? What would it be? And there may be opportunities where you can start transitioning into roles that make you happy, that give you a sense of purpose, something that you can then fully transfer into full time later down. I also want you to ask yourself, who and what is holding me back? Who and what is holding me back? Sometimes it can be other people, and that's people that we put around us. We seek advice from the wrong kind of people, right? That can be ourselves, because maybe we're too afraid to do something. We're too afraid to take a chance on ourselves. Of course, that's the fear component. Sometimes it could be self-doubt. Maybe you think you're not smart enough. It could be resources. Maybe you think you don't have enough to help you do whatever it is that you want to do. And so effectively you say, well, this is holding me back, or that is holding me back, right? But what I challenge you with is to create an idea around, what can I do to just push all that stuff aside? If money wasn't an object, if all these things that I'm going through in my life were not issues, and based on me knowing who I am and what I love and what I want to do, how do I get around all of this stuff that's holding me back? What do I do, right? So one thing I do, and I'm going to share with you guys, sometimes I have these fear issues that kind of pop up sometime, and at moments I don't recognize it as fear. It's just one of those things like, oh, I don't feel like doing that. But let's call it what it is, right? We don't like the rejection. We don't like feeling like we're not being heard, or not important enough. And so we tend to kind of move away from those particular things that we should be doing. In 2019, I made a conscious decision that I would not allow fear to hold me back. Screw what somebody may think of me or think about what I've written. I'm going to get out of my own way and make the moves that I feel like I need to make for myself and for my business, right? you can, even if you're afraid of something, it doesn't mean that you have to be paralyzed. It doesn't mean that you can't move, right? So once you recognize exactly what is going on with you, move in spite of it. And that's what I do. And that's what I promise myself. No fear. And I've still been living by that. No fear. You still have to move in spite of. So I want you to figure out who you are, because that's essential. Figure out who you are. My family used to say all the time is that, and I hope I get this quote right because it's been so long since I've heard it, but something to the effect of, if you don't know who you are, you'll fall for anything, right? You'll fall for anything. So you want to make sure that everything that you do is in alignment with who you say you are, who you think you are, who you believe you are. I'm the protector of athletes. What is that? That's a person that loves protecting people, making sure that their business and intellectual property deals, that their employment issues are on lock legally. Okay? The protector of athletes is just a title. But who am I at my core? Someone who definitely is a protector, someone who loves helping other people, someone who's purpose driven, someone who is entrepreneurial, right? Find out who you are, because the titles, when you move the titles away, you take that away, who is the person that's left at the end of it all? Because everything else that you do, once you find out who you are, will be an extension of the very essence of you. Okay? Who are you? What could I do? If money was not an object, if bills wasn't an object, if adult life and all of the rigors that come with it wasn't an object, what would I be doing? Essentially, what am I dreaming about? What are my dreams? What do I want to sport about in this life before time is up? And who and what is moving me back? How can I move in spite of those things that I feel like are trying to stifle my growth? So those are 3 questions I want you to ask yourself, guys, because I know it's essential that we find success in our own lives. There's a lot of people who think of success as having a particular dollar amount in your bank. And I beg to differ, right? Success looks so different for so many different people. And when we can answer these 3 questions, and we can put mechanisms in place that help us to live a better life, then we start to get on a track towards the success that we are defining for ourselves. For example, success for me is making sure that our mortgage is paid, that our child has everything that he needs, that we have everything that we need. And remember, I said need, not want, because there's 2 different things. That we're completely taken care of, that we can still live a lifestyle that, provides different perspectives from this entire world, that we can go and experience different cultures and languages, all types of things. Success is me being able to schedule myself for a course if I wanted to be educated in another area, for example, without having to worry about it. That's success to me. It doesn't mean that you have to have a bunch of zeros in your bank account. You have to find out what matters to you, not to everybody and not to what society thinks it should mean to you. But the only way you can do that is by getting at the initial question that I posed. Who am I? This is Sivonnia DeBarros, protector of athletes. I want you to stay connected with me. Make sure that you follow us on Instagram at Athletes Making Moves. Also, if you want to get this book and you want to talk or listen more to the dreamer mentality and how to get back there so that you can build a life that you want and truly find what you're sporting about, make sure that you go to prosportlawyer.com to order a copy of the book, What Are You Sporting About? Until next time, I will check you guys later. Ciao.
Thanks for joining us this week on What Are You Sporting About podcast. Make sure to visit our website, prosportlawyer.com, where you can subscribe to the show in iTunes, Stitcher, or whatever your favorite platform is, so you'll never miss a show. And while you're at it, if you found value in the show, we'd appreciate a rating on iTunes or iHeartRadio. Or if you'd simply tell a friend about the show, that would help us out too. If you like the show, you might want to check out our book, What Are You Sporting About? Attorney Sivonnia DeBarros is available for private consulting at sldebarros.com. And remember, we're here to educate, support, and guide you in your journey to success, because we're all sporting about something.